I mean, we have the actors, we've got the filmmakers, one and the same. The singers, the comedians, they're doing everything they can because it's an important part of the entertainment industry. And that's important because you might be on a set and somebody may ask you, hey, look, you've got that certain look that I want, but I'd like you to do this instead.
Well, that's definitely part of it. I think that, you know, one of the things I've learned being an actor, and I'm sure that you guys will all agree, is that you also have to be one part detective, one part, you know, you have to be one part politician, you know, where you're an activist.
Hey, Jerry, do you think that worked with the phone bank being open so well?
It wasn't me.
Jerry, why don't you see who this might be?
Okay.
Hello? John, I got a couple of
Hello. You know what we're doing is what we're doing now is we're turning up the volume, Jerry.
Okay.
And our technicians are turning up the volume, and we're waiting for that to come through, and it should be in any second.
This is exciting. I see everyone's like ready.
We're waiting for this. We moved up a step here.
Which one do you want? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Okay. While we're waiting, can you hear me?
Oh.
Okay. What we're doing is we're tuning up the volume here, and before we do that, I'd like to just introduce Bradley Van Dussen. Bradley's here with us tonight.
The audio sounds a bit like the T driver. You know, you're on the T, and all of a sudden you're... That was like... Is that my stuff?
It should be coming in any second, but you've been doing a lot of things, too.
Yeah, I've been acting since... Seems like a long time.
Yeah.
I've been Screen Actors Guild since 1992, after since 1998.
Wow.
So I've been doing a lot of... My first gig was house sitter, with Goldie Hawn and...
I've heard so much about that. I don't know, I've never seen
one of the Russells? No, not Kurt Russell. Steve Martin.
That's about, what, 15 years ago, perhaps?
1992, 91, something like that.
Right.
Shot in a place called Cafe Budapest.
Yeah.
It was no longer. 18 hours.
A lot of people don't know how long, and Jerry and I were just on a set recently, a couple of weeks ago, with only Jerry, and it was a long day, too. But that was part of the fun of being on a movie set. It takes so long to set these sets up and light these sets. They're not going to turn around and take these cameras apart after 5 or 6 hours. That's a 12-hour process.
Yeah, incredible amount of time to wait. Yeah, and I remember seeing, like right now, I'm being on camera 8 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I go home to my girlfriend, I'm going to be on a movie.
Right.
And I see the movie, just the back of my head. That was it.
But at least you're part of it.
But, you know,
yeah, that's true.
Then you soon learn that background work is not about being seen, it's about getting paid.
Correct. Yeah, you never know what it's going to be.
But you know what's good about these pros right here? You know, I'm lucky I had a chance to see him in work, you know, and right away I could tell, you know, Bradley was doing this for all. Tell him about what are some of the things you actually do on set, like the card game.
Oh, cards.
Yeah, see, it's good for the newcomers to watch because you have to learn how to really, you know, spend your time on set and do a good job and learn how to, you know, because, you know, 12 hours is a long day. You can't just sit there and say, okay, I'm ready to go on. You have to try to get yourself motivated.
Telepathy works a lot because you have to really, the director say one thing, but the second AD will say another, and you have to try to figure it out through telepathy what they really want you to do. But you have to listen. You have to always listen because they're saying you, and you have to answer to you. You over there, you over there.
They don't know your names.
Oh, they really know your name. But in holding, where the holding is an area where they hold all the extras. That can be a lot of fun. You get someone like Chuck or Jim or Jerry there, and you can start getting together and do things. People read, people sleep, people play games, people eat. But the best
like
thing
the old show 4 years ago.
Thank God I was a jury pool. A little more fun than a jury pool.
Hey, isn't it? I bet you guys, all the time you have at home, you can make your own holding movie. If someone brought their camera.
Good. Let me write this down.
Yeah, I'm serious. I think will be a good time.
Where ideas come from.
That's a card game. We play a game called euchre.
Euchre.
If you can spell that out, give you $1. Chuck's very good euchre.
I think that problem was eradicated. Now we're going to take that problem. Can we have your question, please?
Name is Wade.
Hello.
Oh, John, I have a couple of questions. A general question. You think Massachusetts is going to become Hollywood East?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? We're still having a problem with the video, with the audio, but if you just say that again, I might be able to discern it.
Okay, couple of questions. Do you think that Massachusetts is going to become Hollywood East?
Okay, if I can.
And number two.
Okay, that's a good question, and I think we can all take a little answer with this. I think that there's a great opportunity in the next couple of years for Massachusetts to welcome a lot of the films here because of the tax breaks that we're giving out. Paul Salucci, one of the former governors, as a matter of fact, as is the governor now, Patrick DeVal, they have played an instrumental role, if I can use that word, in trying to entice film companies to come here and to make films. And they've been fairly successful. The numbers prove it. The numbers prove it. We just had a casting last week, and we continue to have that casting call for a couple of films that are coming here in the next month or two. So I think that the tax breaks are different from the political, and we're going to talk more about the political aspect of this in a little bit, but from the political aspect of it, there are companies being enticed to come here to make films here. And as a result of that, I think there'll be a lot more opportunity for people who want to be in the film industry, in the film industry in general, in the next couple of years. What do you think about that, Jim?
I think, as you just said, how important it is for the tax breaks. And I know Brian Wallace from South Boston, the rep there, is one of the major players behind that. He's done an excellent job. I think that's why you see so many films being made here. You're right, because the tax breaks are important and stuff like that. But I think even with the tax breaks here, even if they weren't, there'd still be movies made here, because New England's got so much difference than New York or L.A. We've seen enough of New York and L.A. I think they want to see something different. And I think that's one reason why, even in Rhode Island, that's why they're here. It's a beautiful thing to have the tax break, but I think they'd be here anyway.
Yeah, somebody once said to me, Joe, I think you might find this interesting. It's actually a couple of years ago, I happened to be in L.A., and a casting agency I was talking to, they said, look, you know, a lot of the films that traditionally have been shot in L.A., they're moving to various communities throughout the United States, and Boston is one of them, and North Carolina, or Florida, and all of these different places. And I said, yeah, that's interesting because of the tax breaks, too. And he said, not only because of the tax breaks, we want people. We want people that live in the community. We want real people that are part of the community. We want to go into real, live communities, and it looks more real that way. And I think that we have that to offer, too.
Plus, when you go out to a couple films, they ask for that Boston accent.
That a lot.
You want to hear the voices. They do say that. It's funny. It's funny that they say it because they're from New York. The people who say ask the questions.
And they're a distinctive accent in itself.
I don't know. Go ahead. Oh no, I'm going to take a little different twist on it. Hollywood's in the business to make money.
Right.
Period. And I learned that The Surrogates with Bruce Willis is coming out. Bruce, you know Bruce, right, Bruce? And it's coming out, I think, November this year. Very exciting movie to come out. Well, the number cruncher looked at where they could use the budget, whatever it was, something $200 million or something. Where would this work? And all the number crunchers said it would only work in Massachusetts because of the tax credits. No. It did not come here because of talent. They did not come here because of beautiful things. They did it because of the money.
Well, that's interesting because we're talking about movies now costing $100 million to make, which is
nothing's cheap. You know that.
But if you make a successful movie, they brought in millions of dollars of people spending money and earning money.
Right. They're putting money back into the economy.
That fills the tax coffers too.
Right.
They rented something like 150,000 square feet up in Woburn, empty because of the economy.
You know, when Jerry, a couple of years ago, Jerry, I think it was a couple of years ago, Jerry was involved with a local, well, it was kind of local and it wasn't local. It was on one of the major cable systems. He did a racing car show. Regional. It was regional.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
And you can only get that in regions because
same network as the basketball team, Celtics. Yeah. And it was quite funny how he did it. I went out and filmed one summer, and the promoter goes, "Oh, they're here. Who's here?" And then the guy says, "Oh, they're going to be on Fox." And someone turns around to me, "You going to be on Fox?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I called the network in July, and they said, "Jerry, what do you have?" I'm like, "Oh, I have a sports show." And I said, "Well, what times can I lock up for maybe January?" And they go, "Well, we want to see your product." And I said, "I'll call you September." September 1st, I called them, and I met with them. So it happened that fast.
I just want to touch on the Hollywood East question just before, because I think I hear the phone ringing again. But basically, the way that I looked at it especially is Hollywood East, the term, I think, is a great term, because basically what it's telling you is that Hollywood is coming east. And so that also means the independents. And what Jim's touched upon with Brian Wallace and our legislature being very film-friendly is it's one of those things that it's both sides of the aisle. It's not a strictly Democratic, it's not a strictly Republican thing. And I think that going forward, if we do want to make Hollywood East, I think that a lot of the independents have to step up, because our tax incentive does start at $50,000, and that